Hello students, today we will be starting a new module which is there in your paper 3, okay? So it's part of your paper 3, money laundering and its prevention. Money laundering and its prevention. That is one part, and also the developmental programs, okay? So in this module, developmental programs. So in this module, what we are going to do is we will talk about this part first, okay? So money laundering means we'll start with black money, then I'll tell you money laundering, the differences we'll understand. We'll also talk about its prevention, the government measures, etc. Then we will discuss about various developmental programs also, okay? So let's start with black money, okay? Black money and money laundering is different. First we'll try to understand black money, then we will discuss money laundering. So this is important from GS perspective, GS3, that is your paper 3 GS, okay? And then you can get essay related question also here from this particular topic. So from both GS as well as from essay point of view, this is important. And you can get questions, the conceptual questions in prelims also. So this is a very important topic, you cannot ignore this. So let's start with black money, okay? So black money. Now I'll give you the definition first and then I'll explain the concept, okay? So black money. Now what is this? It is the money, okay? It is the money which is earned through illegal activities, or so it can be either earned through illegal activities or it can be legal activities by tax avoidance, okay? So both are considered as black money. But when we talk about money laundering in the next session, I'll tell you predominantly that is related to illegal activity. So money laundering is more dangerous than black money, because black money can be generated by mostly through legal but avoiding taxes, okay, through tax avoidance measures. So it can be generated legally also by avoiding payment of taxes. But when we talk about money laundering, that is predominantly through criminal activities or illegal activities, okay? So illegal activities or the money which is earned through legal activities but not disclosed for taxation purpose. See, this is actually the majority part. For example, if you have, let's say, salary of 10 lakh, okay, this is commonly done by many people actually. So that is the reason why black money is so high in India, okay? Let's suppose your salary is 10 lakh and you will not be ready to pay tax for this 10 lakh, or for example 12 lakh. Why? What is the reason? You will try to show it, if it is 12 lakh, you will try to show it below 10 lakh, because above 10 lakh the tax structure will change, right? You need to pay higher taxes, right? So since progressive taxation system, up to 10 lakh you may pay. Some people will pay only up to 5 lakh. They will say we have only 5 lakh. Some people will claim that they have only 3 lakhs, so you'll get all the tax exemptions and you don't want to pay anything. So up to that, based on that limit only actually you will pay. So most of the people will not disclose income, okay? The reasons we'll discuss when we discuss the causes and everything, okay? So this is the reason. So it can be illegal activity, okay? Obviously you cannot disclose, because if your illegal activities means you will be jailed, not for black money, you will be jailed for that illegal activity which you are committed, right? So that will not be disclosed. Or legal activities, you may be working but you will not disclose your actual salary, okay? Or you will not disclose your actual income. Now what do you mean by this parallel economy? There is another term, parallel economy. What is this? It refers to, I'll tell you this, it refers to circulation of black money, okay, or financial transactions of illegitimate sector of the economy. Illegitimate sector of the economy. Okay, now for example, see, what is this? Parallel economy means it's all about circulation of black money. So black money, first you generate that black money by not disclosing the income, and you will not pay the tax. Automatically black money is generated. Now that when comes into circulation, it will become parallel economy. For example, when you are let's say buying a property. Okay, see, let's suppose a property worth 1 crore you are buying. Okay, now do you think you will pay everything in white by using check? Normally this discussion, when you start thinking of buying a property itself, the discussion will be like this much will be in white and this much will be in black, right? Like above the table something you will pay, that is in white, and below the table something you will pay, that is in black. So white and black below, above white, so that is what you mean by parallel economy. Okay, so I hope you understood. This actually parallel economy means black money, when it is circulated, it is actually creating a parallel economy. So I hope you clear. Most of the real estate businesses like that only. Why you are not disclosing this 1 crore? If you are disclosing that 1 crore, you need to pay tax for that also. Okay, at the time of buying also. So it is advantages for both buyer and seller in one way or the other. So basically you won't disclose it. Now this parallel economy, it is also called as shadow economy. Shadow economy. Same only, parallel economy, shadow economy, or underground economy, or unaccounted economy. Okay, or underground or subterranean economy, or illegitimate economy. So all these are actually connected to what? All these are actually connected to parallel economy or circulation of black money. So I hope this is clear. Now what you mean by black money, I've told you it can be legal as well as illegal. Then if you talk about parallel economy, it's all about circulation of the black money. Now parallel economy can also be understood in terms of shadow economy, underground economy, unaccounted economy, illegitimate economy, subterranean economy, etc. So these are different words. Now I'll give you a brief estimate of black money. So it is estimated by different agencies. I'll give you some brief idea so that if you get an essay or general studies question in mains, you will be in a position to write this. Okay, I'll give you, in case when we are discussing about black money, I'll give you this estimation. When we will discuss about money laundering, I'll give you that estimation also. So that data which you can keep in mind, and that will be definitely useful. And if you get an essay, you must quote these data. Okay, so estimation or estimates of black money. Estimates of black money. Okay, so first one, NIPFP. Now NIPFP, National Institute of Public Finance and Policy. We have discussed this when we discussed about the module budget. Okay, so NIPFP in 1984 measured, that is 18 to 21% of GDP. Okay, 18 to 21% of GDP. Then two, World Bank. World Bank in 2006 they have measured 25% of GDP. Okay, so close to 25%, 1/4 of GDP is black money. Now third, IMF 1997 measured 50% of GDP. Now do you think these are accurate? This is just an estimate. It is just it won't even be approximate, because nobody know who's having black money, how is it held, okay, how is it is stored. So nobody know this, so it is very difficult. You cannot go with this estimates. Then fourth one, Parliamentary Standing Committee on Finance and Black Money. Parliamentary Standing Committee on Finance and Black Money. I hope you know about Parliamentary Standing Committee that we have to discuss in the polity module. Okay, so finance and black money. So they estimated, interestingly, 130% of GDP. Probably this will be correct because these are politicians, MPs, so they might be knowing, better about black money. Okay, so here these are the estimates, different estimates of black money. In fact, in 2012, a white paper actually published by the government, then government Congress, related to black money, and they did not conduct any analysis or statistical methods. They have taken from this only, these estimates only they have taken. Okay, because if you quote less than this, the opposition will say that you are saying very less, but that is not actually the case. And if you quote more, then also there will be a problem from opposition. So actually, when Congress published that white paper on black money in 2012, they have actually took the data from this. Okay, so that's about the estimates of black money. Have an idea, in case if you get a mains question or essay, one of your paragraphs should be related to this. Okay, it has to be there in your mind. There is a high chance that you'll get a question in either paper 3 GS or essay. So one of your paragraphs should be related to the estimates. The third one, or next one, we will discuss about causes of black money. So causes of black money. Now, first and most important one, defective taxation system. Defective taxation system. Okay, see, our taxation system, we have discussed it in the taxation module, it is very complex and high tax rates, right? So different slabs, and when you are climbing up the ladder, the tax rates is so high. Now if you remember, I have before discussed that in 1991 the tax was so high, and it was even up to 50% of your income. So do you think that you are, or somebody is willing to pay half of your income to government as tax? No, you are not interested to pay, you will not pay. Okay, it is very difficult that it is a hard-earned income from your side, and how can you pay half of that income to the government? So most of the people will not pay, so that will be converted to black money. So they will disclose less income, that won't be taxed. Okay, so what will happen if the income is going as tax? It will be spent for what? It will be spent for social sector programs. Okay, so it will actually benefit the poor. So when you are spending for poor, actually it is expected that inequality will reduce and the life of poor will improve. But now when the rich people are hiding or not disclosing the actual tax or actual income, who's affected? The poor will be affected, their life will be miserable, the government spending will reduce because tax is actually less, so government income is reducing, so government expenditure will have to be reduced. Okay, we have restrictions under Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act, FRBM Act, that we have discussed in the chapter of budget. Okay, so that government have issues with respect to spending. So when you are not having income, you cannot spend. So what will happen? Effectively, the inequality will increase, because poor is not getting any support from the government, they don't have anything, and rich people, they are hiding their taxable money, or they are not paying the tax, so inequality will increase. So one of the impact of increasing black money, I'll tell you when we discuss about impact, inequality will increase. Okay, now poor people will be affected more because government is not having money to spend for them. So just keep this in mind. I'll discuss this in detail when we discuss about the impact of black money. So first one, defective taxation system. Second one, red tapeism and discretionary powers of government officials. See, when the discretionary powers are given to government officials, before this license permit quota raj, we have discussed when we discussed the industrial policy 1991, before it was related to license permit quota raj. So huge discretionary powers are actually given to the government officers, so the chances of corruption is so high. Now where you keep this corrupt money, right? The money you earn through corruption, can you disclose the source of your income? No, you have a fixed income and government everybody know your income. So what will happen? You have to, this will be converted to black money. So one of the most important reason is corruption, and corruption because of discretionary powers. Okay, and red tapeism. When the files are not moving, people will come forward and they are ready to pay. But now the situation changed because of RTI and all. We'll come to that. So I hope you understood. Red tapeism is one reason, and this discretionary powers to government officers is also one of the reason. Okay, so let me write here: red tapeism and discretionary powers to government officials, especially during the time of license, permit, quota raj. Okay, so if you need to get license, you need to pay bribe, and that is not accounted. Okay, so that will actually increase, conspicuous expenditure, like for you are spending for luxury items and which will not be accountable. That will also increase inequality. Okay, so various issues are there that we will discuss when we discuss about the impact in detail. So third reason, low salaries of public servants. So basically public servants before had very low salary. After 7th pay commission it was increased better, and now the situation is better. But there is a mismatch between salary and status of the public servant. The status is so high and you are almost treated as a king, but your salary is like hardly 20,000, 25,000, etc. So if you are a very honest person, you cannot live a very good life. Okay, even though your lifestyle is different, but you don't have money to live like that. Okay, so automatically this public servants will become corrupt because the salary and status, there is a mismatch. So if you even need to wear a good shirt or pant, then you need money, right? How you get that? Your salary is so less. Okay, so I hope you understood. There is no point in getting into the details of it. So what I want to tell you here is low salaries of public servants. Okay, so that means there is a mismatch between salary and the status of public servants. 4, leakages in government developmental expenditure. That is also because of corruption. So leakages in government's developmental expenditure. See, Rajiv Gandhi said out of 1 rupee which is sent by the government to the poor, hardly 10 paisa is actually reaching to the actual beneficiary. That means the poor. So where the balance is going? Balance is going to some other's hand, which is again unaccounted. So 85 to 90% of government expenditure is converted to black money. Are you getting me? So this money is actually going as black money because this is leakages, right? These are unaccounted money. So this will be converted to black money. So basically what I want to tell you is close to 85% as per that statement will be black money. Okay, so leakages in, that is also one of the reason. 5th one, funding of political parties and excessive election expenditure. Funding of political parties and excessive election expenditure. See, the election expenditure is so high. If you want to become an MP or for a Lok Sabha election, candidate is spending so high. Now, if you see 5-year tenure, their income, if you add everything, the income, allowances, etc., but still, the election expenditure, the expense that they incur during the time of election is much higher than the entire 5 years income and allowances. Now from where they get money? They know that if you spend during election, once you come into power, you can make that money. So obviously their objective is basically to get that money only. So that lead to corruption. Okay, so that is also one of the most important reason, funding of political parties and excessive election expenditure. Then next point that I can write is weak deterrence. Weak deterrence. Actually, no fear for public servant that they are sure that they will not get caught. Even if they get caught, they will not be convicted. As long as they will not get convicted in any criminal case, they will not lose their job. So there is no deterrence because especially if you see All India Service rules, the rules are so much in favor of the public servant, right? So as long as even if you are caught in corruption activities, you will not lose your job because the criminal trial will go on and you can keep on extending it, and after some time you can manipulate the witness and you will get acquitted. So the conviction rates are so less. Only you can see in the last decade there are some convictions, otherwise there was no such convictions. You can, if you go back to the past, there was no such convictions you can see of the public servants or the the political leaders, etc. Okay, there is no such conviction. So actually there is no deterrence. Weak deterrence is one of the reasons for corruption, and that is also the reason for black money. Then lack of stigma attached lack of stigma attached to corruption. See, even if you are caught for corruption, there is no stigma. It is just considered as normal. Okay, so there is no point in explaining this too more. Then one more reason is actually cash economy or unorganized economy. If it is cashless economy, then there won't be any such chances that you can not, you have to disclose your income. Every transaction is actually happening through formal channels or through bank accounts. So here, one of the most important reason for black money or unaccounted money is actually this cash economy, okay, or unorganized economy. So cash economy or unorganized economy. Okay, so I hope you understood the reasons. Defective taxation system, red tapeism, discretionary powers of government officials, low salaries of public servants, okay, leakages in government's developmental expenditure, funding of political parties and excessive election expenditure, weak deterrence, okay, lack of stigma attached to corruption, then cash economy or unorganized economy. Now let's quickly look into the impact. As I've told you before, we will see the impact of black money. So how this will impact the society as well as the people. So impact of black money. Okay, so first of all, what is black money? These are illegal. Forget about that case. Second case is legal, but you are not disclosing the income. For what purpose? For not paying taxes. So what is actually happening here? The tax is actually coming down. From government side, tax is coming down. So when the tax is coming down means public expenditure will come down. So the poor people should have got that benefit from the government. Now they are becoming more and more vulnerable. So automatically inequality will also increase in society. So basically what I'll write here is tax will come down. Okay, so loss of tax revenue to government, which adversely affect developmental expenditure. Okay, so second point connected to this itself, we can write it increases inequalities. Okay, so how it increases inequalities? Because government expenditure will reduce, because government revenue is reduced. Tax revenue is actually reduced, so revenue receipts will decrease. So government have to comply with the Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act. So government will cut down the expenditure, so poor people will be affected. Okay, secondly, that's the second impact. Third one, it promotes non-productive investments. It promotes non-productive investments. Okay, non-productive investments like jewelry, bullion, real estate, etc. See what will happen here. What is the impact of this? Firstly, if you take this case, jewelry. Now, what will happen? You keep on investing in jewelry, right? So, what is the problem? Or you keep on investing in real estate. Now, if you invest in jewelry, what the problem? The import of this gold will increase. So, import of gold will increase. Now, what is the problem? Import increase means what will happen? Trade deficit will increase, or current account deficit will increase. Okay, so that lead to forex outflow, and that lead to BOP situation. Okay, so that will actually affect our BOP situation. Then to tackle this, there are many other investments, but then you need to disclose your income. So better you have to, or you try to buy gold physically, okay, or you will try to invest in real estate. That is also one way of saving the black money, okay, or unaccounted money. As I have told you before, half you may pay in black and half you may pay in white. Parallel economy will be created, right? Suppose you are buying a house worth 1 crore, you will pay maybe 30 lakh in white through bank, and you will pay tax for that, and rest of the 70 lakh you will pay underground. Okay, so this is one of the best investment. Real estate is actually one of the best investment. So now what I want to tell you is, it promotes non-productive investment. So what happened? Investments in jewelry, real estate is actually increased. So what will happen? Gold price is increasing, So gold price is increasing. So why? Because of investment in gold. Now what will happen? There may be some genuine cases of gold requirement. For example, marriage, especially poor people. They may need few sovereigns of gold as per tradition, etc. But now this gold is going to be very expensive for this poor people for their genuine use because of this. Similarly, poor people want to buy a small house, very small land, small house, but the land price is going so high because of this black money situation, right? The prices are so much high because of black money transaction. So it is actually affecting the poor and vulnerable much more. So because of this non-productive investment. So I hope this is clear for all of you. Now real estate in one way, let's suppose you are buying a house. Okay, so when you're buying a house, you will say you will pay 20% in cash in white and 80% in black. As I've told you, 20 lakhs in white and 80 lakh in black. Okay, then after some time you sell this, and when you sell this you may demand 50% in white and 50% in black. Okay, so now you see you pay 20% in white, now you are getting 50% in white. So actually you are able to convert minimum 30% black to white. So this conversion of black to white is what you call as money laundering. But technically, so this may be legal money. Technically, money laundering is conversion of illegal money to the white money. That we will discuss later. But understand here, this is one way. Real estate is one of the best way to convert black money. Okay, so that is real estate. The next impact is actually it promotes conspicuous consumption. Conspicuous consumption means show off. Okay, so like expenditure on luxury items, like rare articles, foreign travel, etc. Then under-reporting of national income, because the black money is the income which is not reported. Okay, so that when we calculate national income, if you remember in the chapter of national income, I have discussed this point. Black money is not included in national income because black money is the money which is not disclosed, right? So that is not accounted, so it is not part of national income. So actually it is an income. It is income generated, but it is not part of national income. Why? Because it is not disclosed. So isn't it under reporting of national income? Yes, because actually national income is more. If you are reporting this also, if you are disclosing this also, national income is more. But why it is calculated less? Because these are not disclosed. Okay, so that this actually lead to under reporting of national income. So I hope this is clear. So next point is under reporting of national income. So under reporting of national income, so what will happen? It will also affect per capita income. What is per capita income? Per capita income is actually national income divided by population. So when national income is less, automatically the per capita income will also be less. Okay, then next impact, it leads to drain of resources or funds outside the country through illegal channels. Okay, means hawalas. We will discuss this in detail when we discuss about money laundering. So you see how you convert this black money to white. These all methods you can use, what I've told you, real estate, gold, etc. Apart from that, you can send this money through hawalas, okay, to foreign country. There you can invest in a shell company, and then through that shell company it can again reroute to India. That's what you call as round tripping. So through round tripping, so effectively it is a loss of resources to the country. So we will discuss that in detail. So these are the impacts of black money. So loss of tax revenue, it increases inequality. This was actually a prelims question before. It promotes non-productive investment. I hope you understood the reason why it promotes non-productive investment, because that is one of the easy method to convert black money. It promotes conspicuous consumption, like rare articles, foreign travel, luxury items, etc. Okay, under-reporting of national income. It leads to drain of resources. So this is the impact of black money. Now let's look into the government measures to solve this problem or to control black money. Okay, so government measures. First one, and the most important one that you need to do, is tax reforms. Okay, so first one, tax reforms. Second one, demonetization. Okay, so demonetization. You know how many times we did demonetization? We have done demonetization 3 times. So 2016 demonetization in November, that everybody know, it was a shock for all of us. Then before that, 1978 and 1946. Okay, so demonetization in India is done 3 times. Why demonetization is done? Basically done to reduce black money. See, it is expected that, as I've told you from previous estimates, at least 20% is black money. At least 20% is black money. Okay, so when the government says that this rupee 500 and 1000 rupee is no more going to be legal tender, most of the black money would have been saved in 500 and 1000. That is the expectation. So when you are telling that, or when the government is declaring that rupee 500 and 1000 is no more going to be a legal tender, and if you need to make it as legal tender, or if you need to convert this, you have to immediately deposit in the bank. So for those who are having this black money, huge amount of black money, they cannot deposit completely. Okay, because they need to disclose if you're coming. So what was the expectation? The black money will not come back. Okay, so this was actually done for a sterilization purpose. Now one more objective was there. Let's suppose 1000 rupees there in the market, only 1000 rupee, and let's say 100 goods are there. Okay, now in demand supply chapter we have discussed how the prices etc are fixed. So now imagine this 1000 rupee is actually chasing this 100 goods. So what will be the cost of one good? Rupee 10. Rupee 10 will be the cost of one good here. Okay, now imagine, let's suppose 20% is black money out of this 1000. So when this demonetization is announced, that 20% will be going. Okay, so that will not come back. So now how much money will be there in circulation? 800 will be there. So 800 rupee now going to chase this 100 goods. Now what will be the price of one good? 8 rupee. So one of the most important expectation of demonetization was the prices will come down. Inflation will reduce. When the price will come down, who will benefit? The purchasing power will be more, right? Because earlier if you need to buy some item at 10 rupee, now you can buy it at 8 rupee. It means what? Purchasing power will increase. So the life of poor will improve. And government can also print some money now. Okay, so government can print some money. So government can go for deficit financing, and that can be used for welfare expenditure. So that was one of the other assumption behind demonetization. But the fact was that close to 99% of the money came back. Okay, so it was expected that 20% won't come back. Hardly 1% didn't came back. So it was a failure. The reason why it was a failure is because the black money is mostly invested in terms of gold and real estate. Nobody was keeping it in terms of cash, and those who kept it in terms of cash, it was easy for them. They tried different methods to convert that. Okay, and they have easily converted that. So I hope this is clear. So that was one of the other measure. Third one, it is slightly difficult. Promoting cashless economy. So for the sake of writing, we can write this, but practically less cash economy. So reduce the cash transactions. Okay, we can't say cashless completely. Okay, so promoting cashless economy. So I'm here writing the theoretical one. So, or you could say less cash economy. Less cash economy. This is a practical version. Reduce the cash transfers. The next one, fourth one, use of information communication technology. Then you can use direct benefit transfer so that you can avoid leakages. Exactly, beneficiaries will get the benefit. Okay, so use of ICT and direct benefit transfer. Then fifth one, there was a scheme that was voluntary disclosure schemes. Okay, so we will discuss different types of voluntary disclosure schemes. So I'll take a new page here. Fifth one, I'll discuss voluntary disclosure schemes. There are three schemes. We will discuss that three schemes. That means under which you will voluntarily disclose the black money, and you will not have to undergo any prosecution. You need to pay some tax, or you need to pay some surcharge, okay, etc. Okay, that means if you hold this black money, if this black money is generated legally by not disclosing the income, then you will not have any criminal prosecution. But if this black money is illegitimate money, if it is created through criminal activities, then for that criminal activities you will be definitely punished. So, and nobody will be disclosing that anyway. But I'm just saying, you are not getting immunity from all kind of criminal prosecution. You are getting immunity from that criminal prosecution which is related to non-disclosure of your income and not paying tax, not for the illegitimate activity which you have done for generating that income. I hope this is clear. Okay, so under voluntary disclosure scheme, you will get immunity from prosecution. Immunity from prosecution for what? For not disclosing the income, for not paying the tax, not doing that criminal activity or illegitimate activity. Okay, make it clear. So in first one, in 1997, there was a VDIS, voluntary disclosure of income scheme. Voluntary disclosure of income scheme. Okay, so under this, whatever black money you have, you don't want to tell the source, you don't want to do anything, a flat 30% tax you pay. Okay, you pay 30% to government, and rest is white. Okay, so rest can be, the 70 will be white. So 30% tax you pay, then this balance 70 will be white, and you will get immunity from prosecution also. No prosecution. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So that is the first one. Then in 2016 also there was one scheme. In 2016, income declaration scheme, IDS, income declaration scheme. Okay, IDS. So here, see, you can see here 30% tax you pay, and then everything will be white. See, is it right on moral grounds? They have not disclosed their income, they have not paid the taxes. So what about those who paid the taxes? So if you see here, in IDS you have to pay a 30% tax and also a surcharge of 15%. See here, this 30% is what the tax that you also need to pay. So those people who paid 30% tax, and after some time, now there is no penalty, nothing. So it will actually motivate people that even if you get caught later, you can pay this 30% and that you can get away with it, right? So it was not correct on moral ground. Now if you see here, there is around 45% coming. So here it is still it is not moral, but still slightly some punishment is there in terms of this extra 15% surcharge. Those who are paying regularly, normally they need to pay 30%, but if you have black money, then you need to pay surcharge also. So it will come around, some kind of punishment or some kind of extra you need to pay. 45% you need to pay now. Okay, so that is the second one. Now third one under this is bearer bonds. Okay, it was actually introduced in 1981. So here bearer bonds means actually let's suppose this is a government bond, let's say 10,000 for 5 years. Okay, so anybody can buy this, and those who have this bond, they will get the money after 5 years. So you don't want to disclose your income for buying this, and when you're giving back after the maturity, you will get that 10,000. Now here there is no interest paid on this bond. So it is also kind of, see, interest instead of tax, there is no interest. So are you getting, you're not paying tax. So here if you are investing for 5 years, you are getting it after 5 years. So what is the interest? Interest is actually calculated as the tax. Okay, so that's what I mean by bearer bonds. Okay, so after 5 years, you will get the same amount. When you're buying the bond, you are paying same amount, and exactly the same you will get after 5 years also. So you are not getting any benefit. So from that, whatever interest is there, that is actually considered as the tax. Otherwise, when government is issuing bonds, government have to pay tax, the interest, right? For every bond's interest or yield is there, that has to be given by the government. So here there is no such interest or no yield getting. Okay, so that is actually considered as tax. So anybody can buy. Now, do you think common people will buy this? They can invest in some other. Only those who are having black money will do this. Okay, because you don't want to disclose. Okay, so I hope this one is also clear. Bearer bonds. Now next we will see administrative measures. So sixth one, or this was sixth one, right? Bearer bonds was the sixth one. Now that was also similar to voluntary income disclosure, but you are not disclosing here unlike these two cases. Here you are disclosing and paying 30% and 45%. Here you are not disclosing anything, you are just buying the bonds, and after maturity you'll get exactly the same, so you can convert completely to white after 5 years only. Okay, so next seventh one, administrative measures. Administrative measures. Now firstly, permanent this number, PAN number, okay, or Aadhaar. These are compulsory now, okay, for any transaction. So big transactions. TDS, tax deduction at source. Okay, so let's say if your income is above like 3 lakhs or something, so your 10% tax will be deducted at source, okay, by your employer, and the employer will pay it to the government. Okay, and he will issue a certificate. And upon the certificate you can actually claim that 10% while you are filing the tax return. Similarly, if you are buying a jewelry worth more than 5 lakh, in case of jewelry worth more than 5 lakh, see, if you are buying more than 5 lakh, what is the assumption? Your income is higher, right? So the jewelry will cut 1% TDS from you at the time of buying this, and the jewelry will deposit this with the government, and they will issue a TDS certificate, and when you're filing the tax return you can claim this 1%. Okay, so this is what you mean by TDS. So then you need to disclose it properly. Then restrictions on cash payments. Restriction on cash payments. See, for transaction, if let's say higher than 2 lakhs, you cannot pay in cash. Earlier it was 3 lakh, now it is 2 lakh. Now you cannot divide that into like 2 lakh, 2 lakh, 2 lakh, etc. In one single transaction, one payment. Okay, if it is beyond 2 lakh or above 2 lakh, you cannot pay in cash. Only payments less than 2 lakhs can be paid in cash. Then promoting cashless economy. Promoting cashless economy. So that's about administrative measures. Now we will see legislative measures. Legislative measures. Okay, so first one, Black Money Act, okay, popularly known as Black Money Act. We will discuss this in detail later. Black Money Act 2015, Undisclosed Foreign Income Assets Act. Okay, so this is one thing. Second one, Benami Transaction Prohibition Act. Benami Transaction Prohibition Act, Act of 1988, but it was actually amended in 2016. So I'll write here 2016 or 1988 amended. So Benami Transaction Prohibition Amendment Act 2016. Okay. Then Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. Okay. Fourth one, FEMA, Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. So this we have already discussed when we discussed about the industrial policies. Okay, so these are pure economic, right? Then we can say RTI, RTI Act. Okay, so you can also talk about Lokpal. Okay, then Prevention of Corruption Act 1988. Prevention of Corruption Act 1988. So all these things could be written in your answer as legislative measures. So administrative measures, legislative measures should be written in different paragraphs so that your essay or answer will be so good. Okay, then next we will see international cooperation. International cooperation. This is 9th, right? So 9th measure. So first one here we'll discuss Financial Action Task Force, FATF, from it was established in 1989 by G7. Okay, so what is this? I'll write down here. It was cooperation among member countries to combat money laundering, terrorist financing and related activities. Okay, so it is basically a cooperation among the member countries to combat money laundering, terrorist financing and related activities. So where is the headquarters? Headquarters is actually in Paris. How many countries are there? How many members are there? 37 members are there. Out of those, how many countries are there? 35 countries, and then 2 organizations, which are they? European Union and GCC. European Union, how many countries are there? 28 was there. UK is now out, so 27 now. Okay, what about GCC? 6 countries are there. So these 2 are actually organization. So we will discuss in detail FATF 40 recommendations later. Okay. Then second one under this, first one FATF, second one Tax Information Exchange Agreement. Okay, TIEA, Tax Information Exchange Agreement. So the name itself will tell you it is a bilateral agreement between countries so that they will exchange the informations. Okay, so these are bilateral agreements to exchange tax related info among the governments. Okay, so we have signed it with a few countries, so we will get the information. Then third one, multilateral automatic exchange of tax info. So here if you see it was bilateral agreement, here it is multilateral. Then we have next one, double taxation avoidance agreement. Okay, see double taxation avoidance agreement, basically it is actually misused. And if you see 35% of our foreign investment is coming from a small country, that is Mauritius. So almost 1/3 is coming from Mauritius, and 15% is coming from Singapore. So if you see these put together 50%, right? So 1/2 or 50% of our foreign investment is coming from these 2 small countries. Now is it possible? Basically this 50% out of this 49 will be from some other countries and actually diverted through these countries, because these are tax havens. Tax havens means, what are the features of tax havens? Why it is called tax havens? Basically small countries, these are the features. So small countries, features of low or very low tax rates or tax rates. Okay, liberal economic policy, okay. Now secrecy of investors. So these are the 4 important features of tax havens. It is also known as low tax jurisdictions. Okay, so you'll see here low tax jurisdiction. Both are actually same. So I hope this discussion is so clear for all of you. Very important topic from mains point of view. You will get questions. GS paper 3, okay, so GS3, and you can get question in essay also. You will get question in ethics from black money, okay. So all these are possible. So have a very good idea about what is black money, the causes of black money we have discussed, the impact we have discussed in detail, and measures, and especially administrative measures, legislative measures, foreign contribution, or foreign collaboration. This is what you need to, international cooperation. All these you should have a very clear idea. If you have any doubt, you can get in touch with me directly. This is my Instagram ID, or join the Telegram channel. You will get all the videos over there, okay. So any doubt, you can get in touch with me. For courses, you can contact ZIAS, okay. So see you guys. Thank you.